For your role. Cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to join the Patreon. Click the link in the description box below. Steve Cunningham said it as eloquent as anyone has ever said it. If Deontay Wilder is a bum, can you do what he's done? Can you knock out 40 opponents in a row? Can you get an Olympic bronze medalist? Can you make 20 to 30, 40, 50? I don't know how much money he made, millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And as important, can you leave an imprint on your culture and community in real time, in your prime, not when you're 60 years old and tired and you trying to find something to keep you busy, like all them old people doing a retirement home. Well, I think I'm just going to go volunteer for these kids after school. You should have did it in your 30s and your 40s. Nah, you didn't do it. You know what I mean? And this is the baseline of Deontay Wilder, in which I talk about so often. Even if you don't like him as a fighter, you got to respect him because he's fighting for the things that you're silent about. You know what I mean? You waking up every morning to an alarm clock. You wait. I don't even know what an alarm clock sound like, dog. Like I'll be honest. I couldn't tell you the last time I heard an alarm clock. You waking up to an alarm clock. I just remember that emotion that goes to me when you wake up at an alarm clock. You got to lie to yourself and say you got 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. You know what I mean? You stop it at your 7-Eleven to get your little pastry, and you know what I mean? You listening to your favorite 10 songs and you're begrudging going to work. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder just made $30 million on something he's only been doing for 13 years. Put that in perspective. He went from Olympic bronze medalist to making $30 million in 13 years. How many fighters has done that? Let's talk about it. You know, Steve Cunningham, I'm excited to interview you. I think the last time I interviewed you, I think you fought Andrew Tabiti. I'm drawing a blank, but I know you was on that card here in Vegas, and I interviewed you. And I remember walking away from that interview like for the term, like very alpha driven, you know, very strong, you know, and I know he's physically strong. I'm just talking about just in terms of his temperament and his tenor. And lo and behold, same thing I feel about Austin Trout. You know, I mean, very strong, very alpha, you know, very succinct, you know. I walked away very impressed, you know, and I'm actually looking forward to interviewing him. I'm actually going to attempt to reach out. I'm going to reach out to him on the social medias and see if I can get an interview with him. And if anybody else can, feel free. You know, it's that important. I don't care if I get the interview last, you know. I think it's important that we hear from him. And I think it's important that he dominates the news cycle. I believe it's that important. So feel free to reach out to Steve Cunningham, or if you have a contact or know Steve Cunningham, please send him my way. You know, that is an interview that I think that he and I can go further than any man has ever gone before. You know what I mean? Going to the moon and back, you know what I mean? So we can get to the core of this stuff. But if you haven't heard it, I believe it's on his Twitter or Facebook, or maybe both. I suggest Blue Blood has the full audio, so go to his page. You will thoroughly enjoy it. Whether you pro or against it, you're going to have a reaction to it. And so many people want to say, Dion, I mean, just on the premise as a man, you know, you got to respect them. I too grew up, not I too, but me, the first great boxer I ever seen in my life was Pernell Whitaker, Mark Breland. So I understand how we're supposed to box. You understand? I understand. Like when I was a kid, you know, I watched Ray Allen when he was at UConn, how to elevate on a jump shot and shoot in the square. You know what I mean? I went to the gym and worked on that, but my right elbow just kept on flapping. You know what I mean? I just couldn't do it. You know, so you know, so I think it's I think what he said was needed, is needed, will be needed. And for all detractors, show me your bank account. I'm interested to see your bank account. I'm very interested. I'm so interested. It's like it's like people will say, "Oh, Fred, you're this, you're that. How many hours have you donated in your community? Show me. Do a video on it. How much money have you actually donated to your community? Do a video on it. We need to see visual proof. I need evidence." Oh man, I actually want to see you go to a fight and buy a ticket. You know, everyone has a voice and their opinion, but don't spend money on what they're critiquing me on that I'm spending my money on. You know, what I mean, it's like the guy that said, "You smashed the girl Saturday night," and he mad. He mad. He mad. Oh, you should have did it this way, nigga. You didn't. You could play Monday morning quarterback if you want to. I got the job done. You know what I mean? You know, whether you get to do the front door or the back door, as long as you got in the house, right? But at the end of the day, man, Deontay Wilder is something that is like Haley's comment. You know, it doesn't happen too often where you're willing to take the bullets. Not many athletes are willing to take the bullets. If you don't believe me, you should see the response to my videos and the phone calls I get and the emails I get in response to my videos when I talk about somebody. The promoter, the fighter, the manager actually calls me and says, "Fred, why'd you say that?" Why'd I say it's the truth? It's what I or what I believe. You know, and Deontay Wilder is actually taking the bullets for you. So your life could potentially be better. More importantly, our kids' life can be better. You know, he's tackling the issues that your boss holds you to. You know, you have a boss right now. 70% of y'all listening to this video that don't like me and or Deontay Wilder got a boss. 78% of y'all that don't like me or Deontay Wilder are living just below paycheck to paycheck. It's a fact. That's what the census say. You know, so at the end of the day, man, I just think that um thank you, Steve Cunningham. I think what you said was needed. If you haven't heard it, I suggest that you go listen to it. It's very, very important. It's what I've been saying for years, and I'm glad he's actually said it because maybe people will respect him more since he actually knocked down Tyson Fury and actually a professional fighter, actually USSS Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken. So, and one of the great calmest commentators, similar to an Austin Trout, that we have in the sport of boxing. You know, he actually just did a fight, and I heard his voice. I think it was in Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm genuinely looking forward to that. I'm genuinely looking forward to shaking his hand again and telling him thank you. So, barbershop conversations, man. If you have a YouTube channel or media outlet, see if you can get an interview with Steve Cunningham. I think it's that important. And even if you don't want to interview, if you hear this, just go to his timeline on his last post and tell him thank you. You know what I mean? So barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.